Good morning, leaders. Hey, got some morning wisdom for us today from the book of Proverbs. Proverbs 24:10. This is what it says. It says, if you're slack in the day of adversity or distress, your strength is limited. See, when adversity strikes, it's a revelator. It's in that moment that what we're made of kind of rises to the top. It comes to the surface. And Solomon right here in Proverbs says that when that moment comes, and what is my natural response? Is it to become indifferent or lazy or slow in doing what's required in the moment? And if that's the case, then my strength is limited. Basically, he's saying instead of stepping up and being vigilant or proactive, if I tend to sink down into procrastination or put off doing what needs to be done to sometime in the future, then he says that if that's the case, then my strength is small. And what's kind of interesting is you look up the word small or limited, it refers to a narrow or tight-like passageway that permits traffic to flow in only one direction. Now that's kind of interesting because if in the day of deep, intense difficulty, my natural response is to pull away and procrastinate, then what I'm really doing is I'm depending on my own strength, my own wisdom, my own understanding and ability. I'm restricting the flow of God's strength, the strength offered by God in my life. I'm restricting that flow. And y'all, the reality is I'm always going to have a hard time finding a way forward when I'm depending on my own finite strength, my own finite wisdom, instead of turning to the infinite strength and the infinite wisdom of a loving God and a good Father. Here's what Psalm 55:22 says. Give your burdens to the Lord and He will take care of you. He will not permit the godly to slip and fall. Man, come on, that's good stuff. 1 Peter 5:7 says, casting the whole of your care on Him, for He cares for you affectionately and He cares about you watchfully. So in that day of distress or in that day of adversity, which, hey, y'all, it comes to all of us at different points in our life, what is my default response? I mentioned earlier that what rises to the top in that moment is a revelator. It's no longer hidden, right? I'm no longer unaware. I'm aware now of what's deep within me that I could not see or I would not have known that was actually there if this day of adversity had never come. So once it's revealed, hey, now I can do something about it, right? So if in my past my default mode was to restrict the flow of God's strength in my life by becoming slack, I'm now aware of that and I can change my actions. I can look to Him. His word, we just read it, says He cares for me and will take care of me. The question is do I believe that? Do I trust Him to provide His strength in my moment of distress? See, I can believe that for David or Daniel or Peter or Paul or my pastor or my preacher or my buddy over there. But do I really believe that for me in my life? And I say you can. Right? In the day of distress, if you're slack, then your strength is limited. What are we dependent upon? I hope today has actually encouraged you. Hope it's inspired you and motivated you that there is a God who loves you and that you can depend upon Him. I hope you have an awesome day and God bless.